you're gonna feel so much more grateful knowing that person helped your son or your daughter reach their potential at that stage where that child's like their development is so crucial. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I can't do that shit, bro. What is this guy doing? What is it?
And his mouth like, you're like, You remember that song? With Wall Street.
Oh shit, that isn't it?
Right, guys, what do you say, my people? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Answer.
It's Sakib.
And your boy Hobbs.
And you're tuning into After 5 Club. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed that little intro, man.
Oh, you chucking that in? Yeah, man. No, man.
Yeah, bro.
Nah.
You violating him again, bro. Don't do that.
Same cut on
Boys, how's your week been, man? How's your week been?
All good, bro.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything new you've been up to?
Nothing much, man. Literally just hanging around, bro. I'm currently looking at holidays, bro. I know, bro. I don't mean to just go on about it because I know we pretty much touch on like holiday destinations and all that. But yeah, man, I'm looking around. I'm just like thinking, where to go, man? Just something quick.
Where have you not
on the
been?
weekend? Bro, loads of places, man. But bro,
Which region have you been?
I'm not looking to do anything big. I just want to do like a quick, short weekend so that it doesn't need an impact on my annual leave. Do you know what I mean? Huh?
Belgium.
No, I don't want to go Belgium, man. Belgium's a little bit dead.
You already went
I know you man's went, innit?
Yeah. Belgium's legit, bro.
I've driven past it. I've driven through it, but yeah.
Also, go somewhere like, Sweden.
I'm thinking, what's there?
It's cold.
I've been Croatia. Go Croatia.
Croatia,
Nice.
yeah, Croatia or Italy. I'm thinking along those sort of lines, or maybe even Barcelona. I've not been
Budapest.
there. Yeah, or Budapest.
Budapest,
I
nice.
don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to look at like some quick getaways or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just bring back some duty frees. No, I'm only joking. Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Hobbs? What you been up to, man?
This week, do you know what? I'm becoming lazy again, man. Like Uber Eats, just ordering food. Within a click of a button, it's just here. Like sometimes the convenience is actually an inconvenience.
Yeah.
It's so easy nowadays to order food. Remember back in the days, like 10, 15 years ago, there was no
Mm.
Uber Eats.
Yeah.
I think there was maybe just your Hungry House. I don't even remember.
Hungry House.
Yeah.
But now it's becoming too convenient, and I feel like that's the downfall of our country.
Swear. But bro, this weekend, I've had the maddest weekend when it comes to food. Yeah, Friday, I had Kansas.
Nice.
I got Kansas. I got 2 dip burgers. Saturday, I had ordered Indiano's pizza and a bit of nihari as well from outside.
And the biryani.
Nihari.
Oh, okay.
Nihari and pizza.
That's a weird combination.
Together, you had
Not together, but like we just ordered
pizza match.
What did you do? Did you dip the pizza?
the pizza and the nihari, yeah, bro.
Sick guy, bro. How is it? That's a weird combination.
Yeah,
but
It was actually very nice, bro. Try it, bro.
yeah.
You might like it.
And when you order nihari, does it taste authentic to like home, like traditional?
It's like nihari, like when my mum makes it, nihari, yeah, like it's got the home feel to it. But when you go eat it from outside, it's a bit more like, I don't know, it's a bit more like, it's a bit spicier, but like it just tastes different, man. I can't like put, because place like what's that place in Ilford Lane? Is it Nagina? Nagina. When you have it from there, it's nice, but it's just different to homemade ones, isn't it? So I had that, and then on Sunday, yesterday, I had Curvan. I went Curvan.
Oh, okay. Edmonton,
Turkish,
yeah?
Edmonton.
Oh, okay,
Bro,
fine.
their food, I don't know what it is. They lace it with crack or something, bruv. Because it's so flipping banging,
It is
bro.
banging. It is banging.
I had that, bro.
I've only been there once, to be fair. It is
Curvan.
good. It is
There's
good.
like a lot of Curvan branches near the same area. It's not near the same area, but it's like around.
I think there's one in Edmonton, there's one in Wood Green. And I think there's one more. I can't remember where the other one is, but I know about them two ones. But bro, like a Turkish food just hits different, man. Flipping
Yeah,
one
it's true.
platter is just like, it fills you up, bro. And I know it's as well, like Turkish, like if you go with your boys, it's actually nice because it's just like a platter and then you just feast on the platter, innit?
Yeah, it's
You go with
true.
your missus, yeah, and she has like a couple bites and it's like, she's done.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fun is that, bro?
And then you got to get it
Then
packed up and you got to take it
then I gotta
home.
try and finish it myself.
And then
Which
you
is-
flop.
Yeah, then I
Yeah.
flop, and then
Yeah.
I'm like feeling sick. Then I gotta take it home and gotta eat it home, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I did that, but then also yesterday, bro, I went and I watched a movie. Yeah,
Which one?
it's called Terrifier. Have you seen TikTok videos on?
I haven't.
Bro, when I say it's like I've never walked out of cinema feeling sick.
Sick.
I felt sick. It was horror, but there was a lot of like blood and gore, gruesomeness, and it was just nasty, bro.
Lightweight, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a horror fan as well. I like horror movies, innit? But then, bro, this one, it was just disgusting, bro. And I had to chuck in a bit of flipping, like, you know them satanic bullshit that they were chucking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like the flipping ritual shit, bro. But yeah, man, that was my week, man.
Fair enough, man. On the other hand, I did watch a movie on Netflix as well, actually.
What did you watch?
A Man Called Otto.
Otter.
Otter, yeah, sorry. Or is it Otto?
I don't know.
I think it's Otto.
What was it about?
It's Tom Hanks. And he's supposed to be the most grumpiest man whatsoever. And who is like you know, one of those annoying neighbors. Like proper annoying neighbors. Like who wants everything done by the books and tries to correct all the other neighbors. Like, oh, why have you parked over here? This isn't your spot. This, that, blah, blah, blah. He's one of those ones. So proper grumpy. It's based on a novel. And basically he's basically it's just basically a new neighbor comes in and it kind of changes him. He becomes more friendlier, he becomes more helpful and all that sort of stuff, but it's just based around him.
Bro, it's bullshit, basically.
Yeah,
But there's always one like grumpy old man on your road, innit?
yeah.
No waste, man.
Bro, have we ever spoken about bad neighbors?
Do you have it?
That's awkward, isn't it? We can't really talk about that.
Oh, we can.
We can, yeah. Okay, go on, talk to us. Has anyone got any naughty neighbors?
Bro, I just recently moved into my place, and so on my road, yeah.
You're trying to keep it cushy, innit? In
Yeah,
case they
yeah,
might
yeah.
see you online as well. Then
They probably won't, but they're nice people, bro.
Yeah. But do you have like a multicultural neighborhood? Like your neighbors.
There's only like one Asian couple on my road. The rest are like white, European.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, bro. So I'll talk about mine. Yeah. This was probably about 5 years ago or something like that. I moved into a house, right? And I'm probably I was literally the only Asian living on that road. And mate, I did not get any warm welcome
Did you
at
not?
all by any of the neighbors and all that sort of stuff. So it's not as though like I wasn't expecting like people to like come and like knock on my door and say hello and all that, right? But even like after months on end, like I'll walk out and nobody's even gonna nod their
Acknowledge
head
you,
at like
yeah,
the
yeah.
neighbor across the road or and all that sort of stuff. None of that sort of stuff, right? Anyway, bro, so I bought this house and I was like renovating it and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, when you start getting quotes, builders they come in, especially Desi builders, right? When they come in and they basically park up wherever they can, right? Because they're just quickly in and out. Now, this builder must have come and he just not blocked, right, but partially covering about a meter, I'd probably say about 1.5 foot of my neighbour's drive. And basically, this is the first encounter that I had with my neighbour. He knocks on the door, and he goes, "Oh, are you the owner?" And I'm thinking, okay, yeah. And he goes, can you just make sure no one blocks my drive? But mate, this is the first conversation that I have with this guy. Yeah, bro, I'm inside. I didn't even know where the builder's parked. Yeah, and I said to him, "Oh, look, apologies. I don't know. It's certainly not my car. It's probably one of the builders. I think this builder's coming now. Oh, mate, you need to be a little bit more courteous, or something like that." I'll go outside and I say to him, look, apologies, look, I didn't realise it's that one. No, I didn't shit myself.
Oh, sorry.
Right?
Oh, sorry.
No, bro,
sorry.
look, I'm new in that neighbourhood. I didn't want to rub anyone off the wrong way, right? So I just thought, okay, maybe because basically what he said was that oh, in this 1 week it's happened about 2-3 times. No, bro, I'm at work half the time, so if other builders are coming in and they're like blocking up the drive and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I said to him, look, that's fine. I'll speak to the builders. I'll try making sure that don't happen again. And he goes, are we gonna have any trouble?
Right.
Yeah.
You wanna go, mate? You wanna go?
I'm thinking to myself, like, what is this guy on, right? Bro, I kept it cool. I didn't say nothing. Yeah. Now, bro, one of the days, obviously after I'd moved there, I'm like unloading a little bit from my car. Every time I'd go into my parents' house, like I'd just load up my boot and then I'd just like bring it over slowly by slowly. Obviously, the main move was done. One of the nights here, I must have like come in. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and basically, it says 11 o'clock. It's Sunday night, and basically, I'm like, I open my car and I've got my kids. Right, they were quite young at that time, little babies, and they're like crying, and literally, mate, it was literally like this. So parked up outside, unlocked the car, got out from the car, walked straight inside. Right, so the kids are gone. Right, and I open up my boot, take out. I'd probably done like 2 rounds, so it's not as though like I'm like spending hours or 10 minutes. Maximum must have been like 5 minutes. And it must have been like a bit of a warm day. So the windows were open, the neighbours and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, come inside and lock up, whatnot. And then the next morning I wake up and I'm like thinking, you know what, I'm going to jump into, I pulled out my motorbike. And I'm like getting ready to go to work. So I had my helmet on, leaving for work. And bro, as soon as I come out here, this same neighbour, bro, it's almost as though he was looking out from his window and he's like trying to check on me, like where is this guy? Bro, he comes out. He comes out and he goes, bro, he looks at me and I look at him and he goes, you woke me up last night. Bro, I'm just like looking at his face. I'm thinking, what the f- is this guy on, bro? Right? And I said to him, oh, did I? And he goes, yeah, your car beeping, kids crying, doors slamming. You really need to be more thoughtful about your neighbors. This, that, blah, blah, blah. This is a peaceful neighborhood and whatnot. I'm thinking.
So this was your second encounter now.
It's probably about 3rd encounter or something like that. Yeah, but this is like one of the major ones. And bro, I hardly even know this guy. Yeah, like, after the renovations, finally I'm moving in. It's just been like 1-2 weeks. And I say to this guy, I said to him, mate, you need to back off. Right, like, bro, I just said to him straight up, like, mate, you need to back off. He goes, I said to him, look, I've got little kids. I can't control when they're going to cry and when they're not. I said, my car beeps when I unlock and when I lock it. That's a manufacturing default setting. I can't control that once again. I said, do you expect me to like slowly close my door to the point where then I have to like push lock it? I said, you're being absolutely ridiculous, right? And he said, that all I'm saying is you need to be more considerate for your neighbours. I said to him, all I'm saying is you need to back off.
Shut up, bruv.
Right,
Whack
and
you
bro,
on the
like
face,
it's
bruv.
just annoying.
Just out of curiosity, what was he like? What was his
White British.
Okay, makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
It's understandable. Look, he was the only Asian on his road at that time, and some people
Yeah, I was
they intimidate.
I was literally the only Asian on the whole road. But bro, after that, but I think because I stood my ground a little bit, and no. So basically, the way he spoke to me, I said to him as well that this it sounds like a bit of a threat, right? And he goes, And then he stood up to me as well. He goes, if you, I can't remember exactly his words, right? But he said something like, oh, no. I said to him, you need to stop being confrontational about things, right? And he goes, oh, if you want me to be confrontational, I can be confrontational. I said to him, by all means, right? Like, as in, do you know, like it was one of those like empty threat type things. Like, bro, I ain't gonna start like, I ain't gonna blap someone like for no reason. Like, he's my neighbor at the end of the day. He just needs to like calm down, innit? Like, that's it.
Was he calm after that?
Yeah, he didn't like. We just never really spoke properly after that. But it was just one of those ones where like just nod at each other and that's it.
Fair play, man.
Yeah, but it's proper annoying neighbours, man.
Yeah, that's the worst, man. Okay, you just wanna live your life peacefully. Flipping nose.
It's not like you haven't done anything. You have done anything wrong.
Yeah.
You did what normal people do.
But you know what I discovered recently? So, bro, I've got an air gun, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got an air gun, right? And I recently went to the gun shop and basically just for target practicing and all that sort of stuff, right? So the shopkeeper, what he said is that, oh, you know, by the way, if you've got really annoying neighbours, right? We do these like mad bangers. So basically, if you get it on target, it makes a massive noise. Yeah. I was thinking, bro, that's a mad one. You know that you can proper annoy your neighbours like that. Bears.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We need to go, bro. We need to go to the range one day, bro. Yeah, that'll be sick. Right, guys, moving on, yeah? So I got Bakwas news for this week, and this week's story is uproar as after-school Satan Club forms at Tennessee Elementary School. So it says, community members in a Tennessee school district want to banish Satan from their children's hell after the formation of a new club was announced. The after-school Satan Club, it's got a similar name to us, wants to establish a branch in Chimney Rock Elementary School in the Memphis Shelby County Schools District. Federally recognized a non-profit organization and national after-school program with local chapters across the US. The club is associated with the Satanic Temple, though it claims it is secular and promotes self-directed education by supporting the intellectual and creative interests of students. Basically, there's a school in Tennessee that is running this after-school Satan Club, and the parents are obviously not happy about it. So, I guess the Bakwas news is that it's a Satan Club.
That's mad.
It's like it ties.
What is that anyway?
I don't know what it
It's a
entails.
study of
So that
Satanism.
Antichrist type thing, is it? Or
Not necessarily. Satanism is it's a religion in itself, isn't it?
oh, is it?
Yeah. Satan, they just worship Satan as their god,
What is Satan?
like the devil.
That's mad.
So
No, I know that, but I'm just trying to like clarify.
yeah,
a
it's,
little bit,
they worship the devil as their god,
Oh.
and it's basically more of like a they say it's a free thinking religion. So like, there's no restrictions, but then at the same time, you still believe in the devil. Do you know what I'm saying? And it just ties into like the reason why I want to talk about it is because like nowadays in school, there's a lot of stuff that is being taught, and a lot of parents don't have any power over like what they get to like their children to see and be educated on. So if that is something introduced in schools, what does that mean for parents nowadays? Because we haven't touched on the parents' situation, have we?
No, we
So
haven't.
that's something we can talk about. So what's your thoughts on that, man?
About this point particularly.
And then we move on to parents.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, bro, I think if it's something like anything to do with religion, whether Satanism is a religion or not, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but anything about religion, I think it's good to build awareness for children about what religions are and what different thoughts there are. Like we did, bro. Like, as in, I don't know about your time, but when I was in school, I learned about Diwali, I learned about Christmas, about all these other religions and stuff like that. But you know, you don't actually perform anything. Like, as in, you just understand it. You show respect to each other's religions and stuff like that. So I think it's good to talk about it, but whether you're trying to endorse it in children, that's a different thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Whether you're trying to get them to, whether you're preaching to some extent or influencing.
But obviously, like Christianity, you got Hinduism, Sikhism, Judaism, Islam. Like these are like the main sort of religions. I know there's other religions out there, but like Satanism is like an anti-religion of the main religions, isn't it? So if you obviously like if your school, like your kid's school, were to say, yeah, we're holding a after school Satan club, how would you honestly feel? Like, not even the fact that obviously you have to send them there, but like the fact that your school is running a club for specifically Satanism.
I would want to change my school.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
because
obviously it reflects a lot of people, a lot of parents, like their thoughts, isn't it? Like that's just something you don't want to just be sending your children to.
Yeah, it's not even the fact that basically, you know, having a choice whether you want to send your child there or not, because there could be other kids who have also gone there.
Yeah.
And then now that they've gone there, are they going to talk about it during school hours?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it could be easily influential. So I'd rather just change my children's school.
What you hopes?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with Sakib as well. I think it's absurd if they have a class like that. God forbid, even if you go to the school and say, listen, I don't want my child to be in that class or that club, or we're completely against that. You don't know what they're teaching in school, whether during lesson times are they mentioning is there, there's all of these things, and I think it links with, do you remember when there was a big hoo-ha, and this, I don't know if it's still ongoing, if it's been resolved, but even in this country, where, they're talking about like having two dads, and they were implementing that into education, and it's not just in secondary school, it's from primary school, so it's similar to that level, like, what do you do? And then you might have the option of, I'm going to change the school for my child. But then imagine if it's like a national curriculum where even if you change schools, they're teaching similar things or the same things in a different school now. So I feel like we're coming towards the end of times, man. It's crazy, like how these things, it's happening in front of our eyes, and it's scary at the same time. And again, another part you can feel like is there a way out? If the school is teaching that, you tell them not to. What would you do? Do you go to private studies? And then can you afford that? There's so many different things. There's some people that they might not be happy for their child to learn these sort of things, but they're stuck.
This is what we're talking about. The system is like fundamentally broken. I'm not just saying it lightly. I'm just not just saying it to take the piss out of the system or nothing. But what's being taught in schools, it just goes against like people's free thinking and stuff. I mean, they want to be more free thinking like, you know what, kids should have the option to think how they want, behave how they want. But what do kids know, bruv? Like, you have to guide children, don't you? You have to guide them, whether it's through education or religion, whatever it is. Then they need to have some sort of guidance in it. If you're letting children be like, however they feel, they need to let them. That's all bollocks for me, man. So fundamentally, I think the system is broken. So like, either you try and fix it. If you can't fix it, you have to find another system. So in my what I think you either like try and find private education if you can, and do your research about how the schools are being run and stuff, or you try and do homeschooling. And again, homeschooling is difficult now because it's hard. Like, parents can't really do homeschooling because they got to work themselves.
And a lot of people now, I know a few people that do homeschooling, and everything's turned virtual. So you're not learning, it's not as effective as a teacher being there going through it with you, rather than you just learning from a screen.
They need the interaction.
And that interaction, and I feel like education isn't just about what they're teaching you. It's everything. It's about, you're there with other students from, different cultures. You're learning about them. You're learning how to socialize, how to get your interpersonal skills, and all of these things. And I think that's like more important than actual studies themselves. Like, for example, like, I'll be completely honest, in secondary school, I don't think there's a single thing I learned there, education-wise, that I've been able to apply it in real world, and that has been able to benefit me financially.
That's what I was going to ask you, because if you think about primary school, secondary school, what is it about primary and secondary school that you think is useful in the real world? Pretty much, there's not much.
There is a lot.
The basic stuff like maths, English, and science, fair enough, cool. But I think that can be taught at home as well. But in that interaction that you're saying that is needed, you can get that outside school, no? Like if you have like families and like cousins and stuff, like you can get interactions like that as well.
I think you can get a lot out of education, not necessarily the content itself, but things such as when you are studying so many different subjects at the same time, so being able to prioritize, being able to focus on something, give it your all, learn skills. It's like skills that you learn as a byproduct of studying and going to school. But I feel like you're so right. I feel like if I had the choice, you know, inshallah, when I do have children, instead of me putting them through school, I will be that mentor and try and teach them the skills. And obviously the basic maths, the stuff that I won't be able to teach, you get homeschooling, but I'll spend more time in my day on nurturing them and allowing them to gain skills that a school would normally give, if not more skills. And it's changed now as well. Do you remember back in the days in our childhood, like, you have to be a doctor, you have to study, you have to get a degree, you have to do all of these things. Like, if you're not that, if you don't work hard in school, you don't get good grades, then you're nothing in life. We're in 2024 now. I feel like there's more successful people that actually haven't got those qualifications and they're not doctors and they're living a much better life and a much more comfortable life than people that have that studied.
Yeah, it's true. I think studying is a good backup. I think it allows opportunities in terms of like safety netting, but I don't think it's necessarily going to make you rich or, you know, make you a humongous success. There's a lot of, I think we briefly spoke about it in our initial few podcasts or something like that as well, where there's a lot of pointless degrees out there and like there's a lot of qualifications out there, but loads of people after studying their degrees, they don't even work within those fields. But I guess the degree itself still unlocks some more sort of pathways and stuff like that.
Well, I think in school, you obviously need education, but I think the school aspect of it can be like replaced. Think about school, like you're just being institutionalized from the get-go, man. Just deep it for a second. When you go to school, you gotta get there for a certain time, and you have to be there on time. Otherwise, you get detention for being late. And then you go in, there's a flipping bell. And the bell signals, oh, you need to get into registration. You're all being registered, right? And then you only get like a half an hour, 1 hour recess, lunch break. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like
it's wiring, innit?
It's wiring you to go into that institution.
Robotic,
yeah. And it's just I don't know, bro. Like it needs to change. Something needs to, come about. There needs to be some sort of change, bro. Otherwise, our kids are just going.
But to be fair, bro, is there anything wrong with that though?
Because if you think about it, bro,
when you start working, and especially if you're working for an organization, you do expect some level of discipline. You do expect
there's discipline, but then there's you're being hardwired to think a certain way or behave a certain way.
No, but bro, what I'm trying to say is that there's nothing wrong with setting like time management goals. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, you have to be in school by 9 o'clock. You have to get to work at 9 o'clock. Comparable. Same with like your lunch break. There's going to be a bell just to like a little reminder, but obviously in the real world you don't actually get that bell reminder. You just get like spoken to or something like that instead. So I don't see anything necessarily wrong with that.
I don't think it's wrong, but I just think it's like you said, it is channeling from a young age that you need to behave and be a certain way, otherwise you're going to be a failure, and that's not the case.
I think for me, what gets me the most is the fact that teachers, even when we were in school, teachers were saying, if you don't get good grades, you're not going far. If you're not going to get the highest grades, you're not going to get anywhere in life. If you don't go to university, you failed. And you felt that pressure of, even some people who, because not everyone is naturally smart and naturally bright. There's some people that even if they concentrate and they study as hard as they can, they will never ever get that top grade. It's just part of life.
It's true,
People are different. But what was so sad is for the people that have actually tried their best. They followed all the rules. They studied. They worked hard, but they didn't reach those grades. Automatically, the school will treat them as if they're not going anywhere far. 100%. They're not, and that's where my problem is. Because if I was the school, what I would want for the teachers, that teachers should have more of a responsibility, and their job should be, we're going to spot what a student's weaknesses and what their strengths are. Whatever their strengths are, we're going to guide them towards that way. For example, now it's slowly coming up with apprenticeships and all of these things, but it's still not there. I feel like it should be like your teacher's there, you stick with the same teacher for a set amount of time, whether it's a few years, so the teacher knows you personally, like what your strengths and weaknesses are. And that's where they guide you, say, okay, you know what, they're not basing it on going to uni or just getting good grades. If someone can't get good grades, we are going to make you focus on the stuff you're good at.
Yes.
Whether it's like design, technology, whether it is creative subjects, if someone enjoys
That's so true, bro. That is so true, because so many students, like even us, yeah, we always had a passion in school. Whether that be like design, art, or if it's sports or something else, whatever it is. But we always taught, no, you need to be good at maths, you need to be good at science, you need to be good at English. You like, if you're not good at them three, you're basically a failure.
Yeah.
Forget about art, like even for something like BTEC, like stuff like. Do you remember like people used to
It makes out, yeah, exactly.
BTEC students were like actually the ones that actually getting into uni and getting into the spots. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's, yeah, man. I don't know. Like, it's something needs to change. Innit?
Something needs to change, and I feel like, it's just, I feel like teachers especially, they should have more of a responsibility and take ownership of their students rather than just teaching them a syllabus of the same thing. And if you're not getting it, then that's it. You're not getting it. You're not going to be far. You're not going to go far in life.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, look, you got to look at from their perspective as well, right? So at the moment, teachers on average, they have like a class full of 30 students. Where are they supposed to find that time capacity to be able to do that?
It's
Like,
not
do you know
about
what I
time,
mean?
bro. It's just
It
about
is.
like, because my cousin's a teacher, yeah, and he teaches computer science, right? But then for him, he says to me all the time, like, look, bro, like I've got so many students and this, that. But then he still tries to like tailor his education to individual students, because he knows strengths and weaknesses from students, innit? Like, for example, put yourself in a classroom, right? The teacher says, "Oh, the question sign." Someone puts a hand up, and if you're not right, you're gonna be feeling stupid, right?
Yeah.
So like, even though they should be encouraging you. Alright, say your answer, whatever you think it is, we'll figure out together. But like, if you say the wrong answer, you get ridiculed. And that's the system that's there, that's in place to make you think like, raw, if I am right, I'm not worthy. Like I'm not worth anything. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
I think the system is a bit. Now that we're older and we can look back into the system ourselves, we realise that it's so. It's not corrupt. It's just so outdated. It might have worked 20, 30 years ago. But I feel like in this day and age, in the last 5-10 years, you can't use the same system.
Lads, I disagree with both of you, man.
Really?
Yeah, like
I don't see what's wrong with it. It's worked. It's worked for all these years. What is not working now?
No, you can't say it's worked.
It has
There's
worked.
been many people, it's many occasions where like it hasn't worked for students.
What hasn't worked?
I think.
Education.
Look.
Yeah, education isn't going to work for those who don't want to be educated.
No, it's not about not
Yeah,
wanting to be
it is
educated.
But the point that we're
Bro,
saying is about.
education is specific, right? Is there's specific pathways, right?
No,
From-
we're not talking about college or uni. We're talking about like primary.
I'm talking about primary as well.
So primary, secondary is just like so narrow. It's very narrow. It's not tailored to like.
It's
any
not. It's
specific
very
students.
broad actually.
But that's the problem, innit? It's too broad.
Yeah.
That's the
How
problem.
is it? How is it broad? How is it too broad, bro?
Because
bro, at that age, at that age, it needs to be very much generic. It needs to be generic
not
because
really.
then,
That's
as you
not-
go up the ladder, then you need to sort of filter out. Okay, right. My skills are over here. In year 10, you then have to sort of select a few subjects and all that. I don't know how it was in your time, but I know in my time that's how it was. And then in college, then you decide your key 3 subjects in A levels, or then otherwise you can then do BTEC and like but there's
No, but
constantly
you have a
options
choice.
there.
Of course, you have a choice, but then that persuasion needs to come from a teacher, innit?
Why?
The teacher should say like, "Look, I think your strength is you're very good at maths, but you're also very artistic as well. I believe you should be taking, or I believe you should be in this. You shouldn't feel pressured just from other students and your surroundings to what you should be going into. That's the point we're making. The teachers need to have the emphasis. The right, I know what your strengths are. I know what you're good at. Therefore, I think this career will be good for you.
For me, I
So
saw
if somebody's
it.
a good cleaner and very, very neat, they should maybe look into becoming like a bin cleaner or something like that.
Not big
Your
thing, but
teacher
something.
has a good influence on you. Your teacher knows you quite well.
No, but bro, this is what I'm trying to say. As professionals, we're not there to influence anyone's decision. We can guide and
That's the point,
give
isn't it?
and show them all the options that are available, right? But it's up to the individuals to be able to determine what route they want to take.
Let me use my personal example. When I was in school, I believe I was good at maths. I like numbers. I like finance, but also like graphic design and stuff. Yeah, that was my thing. I love that, and I chose graphic design. for my journal subjects. So you choose for your GCSEs. I chose that, and I got an A for that. Right. When I left school, right, like my tutor never mentioned for one time, like, Answer, you're good at graphic designing. Why don't you look at going into like designing, arts, and that sort of stuff? They were like, Answer, like the best sort of jobs are like in finance. They're in like computers. What you should go into that, because that's such like a good a pathway you should go into. That's where all jobs are. If that person said to me, yeah, Answer, you're good at designing, go into designing, I would have followed her, and I went into designing, and I probably would have been like doing something I like doing. You know what I'm saying? That guidance needs to come from that school level, and it's not being there at the moment. Does that make sense?
And for me,
I hear what you're saying, but
I think that's the case for a lot of students as well, not just like specific students.
by the time they leave school, they're a little bit clueless
They're
as to what
clueless, they don't-
direction
yeah.
they want to go.
No, I
This
get
is-
that. I
this
get
is
that.
the
I
part.
was confused as well. Sorry.
no, go for it.
Bro, I changed courses 3 times in college.
And that's only because I was so confused as to what I want to do. And then eventually I looked back at my GCSEs and I decided, actually, you know what, this is my strength, I need to focus on this, and that's what I did. And do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go into the details of what I did, but basically, you know, you did, but that's part of life, isn't it? Some people, you have to like experiment a little bit to...
For me, I saw it at a slightly different angle. And my angle was that, yes, you're right by saying, you know what, schools, they offer, you know, a number of different subjects. But my point is look, at the end of the day, let's not talk about primary school. Primary school let's talk about secondary school.
Yeah.
Because that's when, as you get older, you're slightly more able to make decisions based on your future rather than in primary school. But even in secondary school, like if the teachers give you options, how can a 13, 14-year-old be able to make an option that he wants to do for the rest of his life if he hasn't even experienced outside life, if he hasn't even seen tax pay, like all of these
100%.
things. So what I was trying to say is I don't feel like education prepares you for real life.
Yeah.
That's where it frustrates me a lot, is because there's so many people that have finished studying. Yes, they were so good at memorizing something or understanding something, they've got good skills, but they're stuck in real life. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know stuff about money management. They don't know stuff about, you know, even basic stuff like how to communicate to other people. You know, knowing that, you know, for different people you'll have to speak differently. If you're in the hood, you can say innit, bruv. But if you're in a meeting with directors and partners,
Furthermore,
likewise, nonetheless, you know, you have the, and that's where I feel like, because as I was saying, if there's 2 people and they have the same degree, but one person has those interpersonal skills, being able to intellectually speak and have a conversation with in a tone which is correct, and compared to someone who doesn't, you hire that person that does. So for me, I feel like education, yes, is a good basis. That should be what you should have. You should have a good level of education, and the things that the schools don't teach you is the outside stuff. And without rambling on, I feel like, you know, we've had to learn it the hard way, which is we go into a workplace, we don't know what to expect, and then we learn as we go. We make our mistakes, then we realize crap, and then we've clocked it.
Yeah, but bro, that thing, this is what I'm trying to say, that's not the school's responsibility to tell you how you need to be in a workplace and all that. They're there to give you education.
That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it should be the school's responsibility. Right now,
that
it's
just
not.
comes with exposure and experience.
For me, that's what I'm trying to say.
no, I don't think so.
I think so, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. The current education system doesn't allow that to happen. But what our point is, what we're trying to say is it should allow it to happen.
Look, bro, I'll just give you guys a simple example, yeah? So, like, for example, when you go to, like, a car showroom, the trade there, the way people communicate, the way people talk, they're very professional, but they've got a certain way of influencing and, you know, talking and trying to get the sales and all that. It's all about numbers. Whereas, go to somewhere in a healthcare, they're going to be in a stressed environment. They're going to be responding in a certain way. You can't go to a GP and start talking about your personal sort of, like, as in, you know, you can't waffle about unnecessary things. The GP just don't have time for it. They're going to cut you and they're going to say, look, can we just get back to the point? Do you know what I mean? Right? I'm not trying to say, but that's obviously time restrictions and all that sort of stuff that causes someone's personality or how they come across to be a certain way, you know, like, as in no time wasting, just crack on, do this, that's that, blah, blah, blah. Whereas salespeople, they will be able to spend a little bit more time with one another. They'll be able to build a rapport. They'll build that trust and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, bro, depending on where you work, you adapt yourself those skills. If you work in Tesco, for example, you're going you know, depending on whether you're on tills, whether you're on customer support, or whether you're on the shelves, you'll learn customer service skills,
Right.
depending on where you're based.
No, but you're talking about the real world now, isn't it?
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say, right? That those things only come depending on your exposure during real work.
Yeah. But why isn't there a case where we can teach that in a younger age, when it's possibly that you can? It's a
Prepare
possibility.
them, essentially.
There are degrees out there for customer support and all that nonsense as well. I'm sure there are. If that's what you want to study.
No, but I think for me it's like, yo, if you leave school, yeah, there's how many people that we know that just waste their time, or they end up being on the streets and getting into like gang violence and stuff like that because there's no guidance, there's no support in school. If they're being told that, yeah, you got a lot of potential in you got a lot of skills, do this, do that, let me guide you, let me support you, that person will change the trajectory of their whole life just by one person having a little conversation.
Not really.
And that being a teacher as well.
No, not really, bro. Bro, I had that non-stop throughout year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10. Oh, to my dad, often on parents' evening.
Why to your dad though? Why not you?
They'd say it to me, to my dad, like joint conversation during parents' evening that, oh, you know, Sakiba's got a lot of potential. Sakiba's got this, that, blah, 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 blah. He just needs to focus a little bit more. He just needs to stop getting distracted and all that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, did I listen? No, I didn't. I was still distracted. Because
No, but
as a kid, bro, you just...
That's very generic.
But
Not
that's-
about behavior and stuff.
That's on you.
Maybe I'm just not understanding what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I get it. For me, I completely understand. I think it's worded slightly differently. I think but I get it.
You're right. Obviously,
You're completely right.
You're the what you call it, the interpersonal skills, the sort of like exposure. You only get that once you go into start working and stuff, innit? You can't be that's something you can't be taught. But what I'm trying to say is that also can be like, it can be integrated into your head at an early stage if possible.
Bro, education needs some sort of measurement.
Yeah.
Yeah? Personalities cannot be measured. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right? So like education, scoring and all that sort of stuff, it's supposed to be measured. By the end of it, you have a scorecard which tells you what you've achieved. Developing someone's personality or interpersonal skills, there's no scorecard for it.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
That's what. Wait, let me just say something. That's what I meant by the education system. The education system, all it's doing is it's scoring candidates, and you're on a quota basically of what grades you're getting and what you're not.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that system should change. Where now, instead of just it being just a grade, a subject, they're teaching you about stuff, your life stuff, interpersonal stuff. That's all included, and maybe it's not graded, but it's something that is still taught.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's like that's the difference between private education and state school education. It's because private education, not only do they obviously the level of teaching is much better, but they also include so many things, extracurricular things, which is not subject related, which is stuff like whether it's musicians, whether it's playing, I don't know, the guitar, or so many different stuff. That's what's essentially improving their future to a sense.
Now let's just say like, look, you got a kid, yeah. You send your kid to school, but your kid is behind on his like studies and stuff. He's not showing too much enthusiasm when it comes to like the work and stuff, yeah. Now if the teacher comes to you and says, look, I believe there's certain things that your kid needs to work on. Let me help him, and let me sort of like help him with this, or let me help him with that. Instead, what you're getting is the school being like, well, this is his grades, he needs to improve, blah, blah, blah. So once he's left school, he's still kind of troubled, and he's still not he reaching his potential. At that stage, if someone steps in and says, look, we need to improve on this is going to help you do this is help you do that, you're going to feel so much more grateful knowing that person helped your son or your daughter reach their potential at that stage where that child's like their development is so crucial at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's where there needs to be injection. That's where there needs to be like some sort of like prevention.
I hear that, and the way you've described it, that makes sense. I get that, but then it comes down to capacity. I seriously think it does come down to capacity.
Yeah, of course. And I think this is the problem, isn't it? Like, obviously, you speak to a lot of teachers. Their teachers are just overworked and they're getting a lot of work. They've got a lot going on and stuff, and loads of kids, and they're not getting paid properly either. So like, yeah,
This is it. Like, as in, it's that whole vicious cycle, bro. Like, as in,
so it's just fundamentally just broken, then, isn't it?
And another thing I'm
Yeah,
gonna say,
I guess so.
teachers. Why should they be teaching our children? Like deep here, teachers.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with teachers, right?
Yeah.
But like, you want your son or your daughter to do well, just like alhamdulillah how we have done, right? We've worked hard for what we've got, but teacher.
No, bro.
Bro, you said there's so much passion on him now, bro.
But say it one more time. Say it
One more time. Wallahi, I won't cut you off this time, bro.
Say it. Make your point, bro.
I wouldn't want my children getting taught by a teacher that's getting paid. I'm not saying it's a bad pay, but like, they're not going to be motivated to make sure my child is going to be the most successful. You get it? Because they, you know, when you're like, as much as I have to say teacher salary, you know,
It's decent. It's decent,
but it's not like, you know, if you had a business or you've worked hard for yourself and you've been able to achieve success. I don't know. It's like
it doesn't justify how much they work.
It doesn't justify it. And for me, I just feel like a teacher, you chose to have that job and you're choosing to choose this income and everything, and I just don't feel like you could bring the best out of a student.
No, I hate you.
Like, I don't know, but I just feel like teachers, you know,
No, I
you're getting paid a set amount.
If they're deprived, they're not getting what they owe.
Yeah, of course you're not going to work as hard as you want.
Yeah, you're not going to be motivated to like.
You're not
be
gonna care. You're not
the best teacher out there or not.
Exactly. You're not going to care about your students. I'm still getting paid at the end of the month. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
Even if they get the U grades, it's not going to affect me.
That's so true.
Like
That's
deep,
very true.
but whereas if imagine you're a teacher, let me finish.
I think
Let me
both
finish.
teachers are full
Hold
of
on.
shit, man.
Let
I
me
swear
finish.
down.
You have to let me finish. You have to let me finish. What if you were a teacher and you got performance related pay? For every student that was able to make £1 million, you get a percentage of that because you taught them. You would work your ass off to make sure that student becomes a success.
Yeah.
And I will advocate for that. And that's actually a wicked point.
That is actually
a sick point. You know, because there is no performance related pay. Your teacher, you're getting paid a set amount, and whether the students all, I don't know, become drug dealers or not, it's not going to make a single bit of difference.
But bro, organizations like that, yeah, it's not performance related pay, right? But there's performance related career development. So obviously, bro, the better teacher you are, I'm sure your seniors will pick that up.
But again, you can't measure that though, innit? If in a group of like 30 students, like 20 of them are like mischievous, and they're just like dusting about with them.
Yeah.
That's not fair on the teacher.
And another point as well is no matter what, your teacher, your progression, what's the max progression you'll progress to? You progress to a head teacher, which is 1 in like 300 or 400 staff in the whole school, and you're capped at her teacher's pay will probably be what, 100, 120k? And that's like your final stage. That's like you being the big boss.
Yeah, but bro, that's with most organizations though, especially public sector.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
I feel like teachers need to be on performance related.
No, what I feel like if it's being a teacher, it comes like it's like a pride thing, innit? Like you being a teacher, you're like educating the next generation, sort of thing, innit? That there's a level of pride there. That I wanna do good for these children so that they become good.
Yeah.
But then like because you're so institutionalized, because there's so much in the system, it's like that just gets blurred, doesn't it?
100%.
You just get caught like, brother, it's fine, it's fine. If the person gets a D or E, it doesn't matter, it's fine. Do you know what I mean?
By the way, I've got nothing against teachers.
I've got nothing against
teachers. I respect the most, but
I'm just
thinking.
the teacher. He's probably watching.
But like, the whole time, these guys have just been knocking school education, teachers.
No, I've been knocking the
I
education.
have,
I'm
the
not
system,
not teachers.
the system.
Yeah, but then teachers are part of that, though, isn't it?
Because you know that, look, at the current climate we're in, teachers are getting overworked. You know, like during, like, even though they get paid 6 weeks summer holiday, which
Bro, it's the same
paid
thing.
6 weeks summer holidays.
It's the same
Did
thing.
that.
It's the same thing with NHS doctors and nursing stuff. Right?
Let me give you one fact. Yeah, teachers. We have 52 weeks of the year. A teacher, a full-time employed teacher, they get paid for that whole 52 weeks, but they've only worked 32 weeks of the year.
So they get like a good amount of time off.
So technically, if their salary is 40k a year, they're working just above half of an average person. So you should be thinking they're paid for 40k,
They
it's
take
actually 80k.
bare work home, bro. I can't lie, but they don't switch off after 5, bro.
It depends.
They take work home and they're up to like 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
It depends if you're one of those teachers that don't give a crap. They just mark. They just say you don't get. We've experienced teachers like that, you know.
But again, the same principle with doctors, isn't it? If a doctor's overworked and he's getting underpaid,
Yeah.
like most likely or not, they're not gonna give quality care, are they?
Exactly.
If they feel like they've been like,
Yeah, this is it. But I don't think it's about pay. I think it's about time pressures.
he's being undervalued. I think.
Undervalued, paid as well,
I think-
and knowing that it's a job. If you treat something as a job, let's be honest. Most people, it's a job. Wherever you can cut corners, you will cut corners.
Yeah.
The average.
Bro, I think ultimately it's quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if for example there's going to be 15 students in a class versus 30, that's obviously going to affect the quality of the work. So, you have to bear that in mind, man. Like, since kids aren't easy, man.
I think apart from all this that we spoke about, I think one thing, if you do like introduce like you say money management, like finance and then them kind of skills into education, I think you can see a massive difference, a huge difference. If you just talk about like credit, like how you spend your money, investments, how do you like mortgages, stuff like that, then I think it'll make a huge difference.
In fact, I reckon it would have it would be like a reverse effect. Actually, I think parents will be thinking, why are these guys trying to like pass on the new agenda?
What agenda, bro?
I would rather have that than
training kids that you know what, this is very very normalized. You're gonna get a mortgage, you're gonna go into debt.
This, that,
No,
blah,
I'm
blah,
just
blah.
using
That
one
is it
example.
though.
But I'm talking more about money, like money. How to like deal with money. Like, cause that's a big problem when like people come out of education stuff. They don't know how to spend money. They don't know how to like spend.
Yeah, but bro, some accountability should be left to the parents as well, right? So the parents should be teaching that to the kids.
yeah, but like it's easier if it's come from teachers, isn't it? Because you're being taught that in a classroom.
But there's no set way, bro.
There's a set way.
There's no set way of spending money.
No, that can be taught.
How are you supposed to educate someone? How
What
to
you
spend?
learn on like YouTube about finance?
So
and
let
stuff,
me
that
give you
can
an
be taught.
example. We've got Abdul, right? He lives in a council flat and he finances a car. Yeah. And we've got John, right? He lives in a council flat, but he saves all of his money and saves up for a deposit to buy a house. Like, I'm just giving an example. Like, because it's the last podcast, we got controversial comments about that.
But who's the winner, bro?
The winner is definitely not Abdul. The winner is Abdul, because then he gets cash in hand job as well. No tax.
Bro, he's the winner, innit?
Yeah.
Well done, Abdul.
You like Abdul?
We fucked up, man. Yeah, Abdul. We fucked up.
Yeah, honestly. Now, do you know what? It is such a vague topic, and I feel like there is no right or wrong answer, because every single person wants their child to be a certain way, and it's not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
So for some parents, they could feel like, no, I want my children just to focus on subjects, and anything outside is my responsibility to teach them that. That's what some parents will
But
do.
also, our experience in education has been different to like the vast majority. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
alhamdulillah, we've been like blessed with like we ain't had money issues or nothing like that. We've been alright like that, innit? But like if you ask someone that's been like someone's got like a single parent or like they live in like council houses and stuff like that, it's just different for them, innit? And that's when I think that's when teachers do need to step in and sort of guide them a bit, I think. Right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up right there, man. That was a good conversation, bro.
That was a good conversation. Interesting. Something different, innit? Something different. Away from the usual desi
Like marriage, relationship, lovey-dovey shit.
we've been called marriage gurus and all that sort of stuff. So
Bro, I feel a bit moist sometimes talking about
Same.
marriage.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm talking about marriage, it is giving me an ick now.
it is, man.
Because-
Same. Want to move away from that, man.
Because you know how on TikTok and on social media we see so many podcast bros and some people talking about these sort of things, and when you watch it on there, I feel like
I am the ick that I always been watching.
yeah, I'm not wait. It's like Spider-Man, bro. It's like, that's me. I'm like, and we just think, damn.
Yeah, you don't want people to like recognize you and be like, oh, that's the guy who talks about marriage. That's the guy who gives
A ratings and shit, right?
Yeah.
Living attraction versus personality.
Initial attraction is important, but personality is 80%.
It's jokes, isn't it? Can you imagine, bro? Fucking no one actually knows us off camera,
Yeah.
but they don't know what our personality, what we'd really be like, and what our real bloody opinions are. We just bullshit half the time, man.
Very true.
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, guys. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on.
You were joking.
But you're cutting that.
You were joking. Alright, guys, end it right there, man.
Yes,
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys next time. Take care.
Take care.